Good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good
Are
morning,
you
ma'am.
able to? Good morning. Are you able to see the blackboard clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just I had drawn female reproductive system. Okay. Now I'm going to start female reproductive system. Okay. So here the main function of female reproductive system are here. The first thing will be production of female gamete, that is ovum, or we can say egg. Then fertilization process takes place in the female reproductive system. After fertilization, embryo formation takes place in the female reproductive system. Then fetus development takes place in the female reproductive system, and the baby birth takes place through this female reproductive system. So these are the important functions of female reproductive system, and for that we have to study the first thing which we have to study here, that is the structure of female reproductive system. So here the female reproductive system, it gets divided into two parts: the external genitalia, the part which we can see externally outside, and the part which is present inside, that is called as internal genitalia. So firstly, we will see about the external genitalia. Here I have written these points, some points I have written here. External genitalia includes labia majora, labia minora, mons pubis, clitoris, vestibule, hymen, vestibular gland, which are also called as Bartholin gland, and the breast. These are the external genitalia parts. Okay, so let's see one by one about all these parts first. The first part which is given in this external genitalia is the labia majora. Okay, so here labia majora, it is nothing but the large fold. Two large folds are there, and which will form the boundary of vulva. So these are same, they will function as the same which we had seen about the scrotum. So scrotum, as we know, if that scrotum that protect the testes like that, here this labia majora, it will also protect the inner parts of the female reproductive systems. These are made up of skin, fibrous connective tissues are there, and fats are there. And here they are present on either side of this vestibule. So here these are the two skin folds which we can see, which are called as labia majora. Okay, then inner to this labia majora is the labia minora, and this labia minora, it look like a lips. It's a very small and thin lip-like folds which we can see medially to the labia majora. Posteriorly, this is the anterior part and this is the posterior part. This is anus. So posteriorly it will get fused. This labia minora will get fused and it will form forchit. And here anteriorly, and on the anterior side, we can see some swollen part on the labia majora. That swollen part is called as mons pubis. This is the mons pubis. Okay, and here we can see one elevated part on this anterior side of the labia minora. That part is called as clitoris. So this clitoris, it is exciting part, and it is homologous part to the penis. As I had told you, during sexual arousal, the penis get erected. So like that, it also, this clitoris also contains some erectile tissue, and which it get erected during sexual arousal. Are you able to understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So labia majora, labia minora, then mons pubis, clitoris, all these parts they togetherly considered as a vulva. Then inside this labia minora, we will see one depression, and that depression is called as vestibule. Okay. So in this vestibule, we can see two openings. One is the urethral opening, which is present anteriorly, and just behind it, again, one opening is there, which is the vaginal opening. So this vaginal opening, it is covered with very thin mucous membrane, and that is called as hymen. Okay. So opening of vagina, it is covered by hymen. Now, the next is vestibular glands. So on either side, vestibule, on either side, we can see a pair of glands. That gland is called as vestibular gland or the Bartholin. So what is the function of this Bartholin gland, or this Bartholin gland? It secretes mucus, and which will lubricate the pus. So here it will secrete lubricating fluid, we can say. So it is homologous to the Cowper's gland, which we had seen in the male reproductive system. Do you understood better?
Yes, ma'am.
All of
Yes,
you?
ma'am.
Okay. Now the next part is the breast. Breast, it is also called as mammary gland. It is the pair of rounded structure which we can see in the chest region. Actually, that region is called as pectoral region, and it is present on the ventral side of this thoracic wall. Okay. So here it has some erectile muscle, an erectile nipple in the middle. So there are a pair of modified, actually, these are the modified sweat glands, and this breast, it contains fatty connective tissues. It also contains so many lactiferous glands. So it has near about 15 to 20 openings of this lactiferous duct, and which will carry milk from mammary gland to the nipple during, after birth. Lactiferous ducts, they dilate and they form the lactiferous sinuses. So these sinuses, they are present beneath the nipples, where the milk is stored. Milk जो है तो वो stored होता है nipple के अंदर में, and when the baby will suck the nipple, so that time that through that sinuses the milk will ooze out and it will enter into the mouth of the baby. The base of this nipple, it show some dark brown part which is called as areola. This areola contains hairs. Here breast development takes place during pregnancy, so that the baby can easily feed on the breast milk. Okay. So here, for the development of this mammary gland, I had already told you prolactin hormone is responsible, which is secreted by anterior pituitary gland, and the oxytocin hormone is responsible for releasing of milk, or we can say secretion of milk after birth. So this is about the external genitalia parts. Again, I am repeating, external genitalia consist of labia majora, labia minora, mons pubis, then the clitoris. All these four parts, they are considered as a vulva. Then vestibule. Inside the vestibule, two openings are there, urethral and the vaginal opening. On the vagina, thin mucous membrane layer is there. That is called as hymen. After that, vestibular glands. So on either side of vestibule, we can see vestibular gland, which is also called as Bartholin gland, which secrete mucus and lubricate the passage. And the last one, I've seen, that is the breast. Okay, do you understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
The internal genitalia. Internal, obviously the part which is present inside the body. So internal genitalia consists of four parts: ovary, then fallopian tube, this uterus, and the vagina. Okay, so these are the four parts which we can see in the internal genitalia. Now let's see one by one about all these parts. The first part is the ovary. So here, pair of ovary we can see in the female reproductive system on inside the abdominal cavity. They are almond shaped, near about 3 centimeter long, 1.5 centimeter wide, and 1 centimeter thick. So these ovary, they are present on either side of uterus in the abdomen. Each ovary, it is suspended from the dorsal wall by a broad ligament. तो यहाँ पर जो है, तो we can see broad ligament जो है, तो वहां से वो suspended होती है, and we here the fold of peritoneum, we can see that fold of peritoneum is called as mesoovary. So ovary, it is connected with the uterus by the ovarian ligament, and on the lateral side, suspensory ligaments are there. जो सामने का पेरिटोनियम कवरिंग है, that is the mesovarium. It is attached to the uterus by the ovarian ligament, and on the lateral side, we can see the suspensory ligaments are there. Okay, so what is the function of these ovaries? So the production of ovum, that is egg, and it secretes hormones which we had already studied. So the main hormones, they are the estrogen, progesterone, relaxin hormone. This is the main hormone which is secreted by this ovum. Okay, so here the detailed part that I will tell you later on. Firstly, we will study about all these things. Then here, the next part is the fallopian tube. So fallopian tube, there are pair of fallopian tube which are connected on either side, or we can say which are present on either side of the ovary. This fallopian tube, it is near about 10 to 12 centimeter long. It is muscular structure, and it is lined by ciliary epithelium. So it will conduct egg or ovum, which will be released from the ovary, and it will send it toward the uterus for further development. So here we can see two folds of peritoneum. So these two folds of peritoneum, they are called as mesosalpinge. Here, one end is constricted and the another end is dilated. So this part, it consists of this fallopian tube. It consists of the part which is attached to the uterus, that is called as isthmus. I had written here over, you can see. So the part which is attached to the uterus, that part is called as isthmus. The second, the middle part, which is a broad part, is called as ampulla. And the next part, which is near the ovary, that part is like a funnel shaped part. So that part is called as infundibulum. This infundibulum part, it consists of finger-like projections. You can see it. These finger-like projections are called as fimbriae. At the tip of this fimbriae, small openings are there. That openings are called as ostia. One opening is called as ostium, as so many openings are there. So they are called as ostia. So these ostia, they are attached to the ovary. And so when the ovum will release from the ovary, so through this fimbriae, it is received by the fimbriae, and it will, with the help of ciliary movements, this ovum, it is transferred towards the ampulla. And in this ampulla, fertilization process takes. So this is about fallopian tube. Now the next part is the uterus. The uterus, it is also called as womb. Mother womb is nothing but the uterus. This uterus, it is pear-shaped. It is made up of muscles. It is muscular, and it is thick-walled, hollow part. It is near about 8 centimeter long, 5 centimeter wide, and the 3 to 2 centimeter thick. It is present in the pelvic cavity. I had already told you about the pubic symphysis when I had taught urinary bladder. It is present in the pelvic cavity just behind the urinary bladder. It is attached to this body wall by 2 folds of peritoneum, and they are called as mesometrium or the broadly. So here, this uterus, it consists of 3 parts. The dome-shaped part, this one, is called as fundus. So this fundus, it is present just above the opening of this fallopian tube. Then the middle part, it is the broad part, which is called as body or the corpus of uterus. And the narrow cylindrical part, the lower part, that is called as cervix. So this is cervix. Okay. So here, this cervix project and open into the vagina. Cervix, it will communicate above with the body of uterus by one aperture. एक opening वहां पर present होता है. That opening is called as internal os. And it is again communicate with the vagina. So here also one opening is there, and that opening is called as external os. Uterine wall, it is the main thicker part, as it consists of 3 layers. So here, perimetrium, myometrium, and the endometrium. So these 3 layers are present in the uterus: perimetrium, myometrium, and the endometrium. So perimetrium, it is the outer part, and this part is made up of peritoneal covering. The middle part, it is quite thick, and it is made up of uterine muscles. That's why it is called as myo. Myo means muscles. So it is called as myometrium. And the innermost part, it is made up of blood vessels, which is called as endometrium. So this endometrium, it shows some differentiations, cyclic changes during menstrual cycle. Okay, so uterus, it will receive the ovum from fallopian tube. It will form placenta for the development of, which is the temporary organ for the development of fetus. It will expel out the young baby. Then the baby will get mature. So this is the function of uterus. Now the next one, that is the vagina. So this vagina, it is quite collapsible and distensible organ, which is made up of fibers and muscular. So we called it as it is nothing but the fibromuscular tube, and it will open into the vestibule. It is covered with the thin mucous membrane, which is called as hymen, that I had already told you. It measures about 7.5 centimeter to 10 centimeter in length. Here, inner lining of this vagina is made up of mucous membrane. And here, glycogen is stored in the inner line of this vagina. Naturally, some vaginal bacteria are present, and that bacteria, they are mainly lactobacilli. So these lactobacilli, they ferment the glycogen, and because of it, the mucus which is secreted by the mucus lining inside the vagina, it becomes acidic. And I had already told you, as the vaginal secretion is acidic, to neutralize it, here prostate gland secrete alkaline fluid, and because of it, the sperms get protected. Okay, so what is the function of this acidic medium? So this acidic medium, it will prevent infection from fungus. So in girls, this opening of vagina into vestibule, it is covered by hymen, but it gets ruptured. This hymen will get ruptured, and so in the female, we will not be able to see the hymen. Now, what is the function of vagina? So vagina, it is the copulatory passage. It is the copulatory passage, as it receives penis during sexual arousal, or we can say during intercourse. Then it is the passage for menstrual flow. It is the passage for the birth of the baby. So these are some functions of this vagina. Do you understood better, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, here, during puberty, some changes occur in the girls. So what is puberty? Actually, puberty, it is the age at which internal reproductive organs, they start to mature. So that is called as menarche. So menarche, where the girl will start first time menstruation. Okay, so here ovaries, they get stimulated by gonadotropic hormone from, we had already seen, from the anterior pituitary gland, and which will stimulate the hormone, follicle stimulating hormone and the luteinizing hormone. So age of puberty, that is near about 10 to 14 years, and whatever menstrual cycle is there, so that will be continue up to, but after that, one time will come. During that time, there will be stoppage, permanent stoppage of menstruation takes place. That is called as menopause. So this age of menopause is near about 45 to 50 years. During menarche, or during puberty, we can see so many changes occur in the female. Like that, during menopause also, so many changes we can see in the woman. So during menopause, ovaries, they will gradually become less responsive due to the follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone secretion becomes less. Menstrual cycle becomes irregular and then finally it stops. So it will show secondary effects of menopause like osteoporosis, or there may be increase in the blood cholesterol level, or we can see hot flushes in the body, or sweating, or palpitation. Palpitation means when we feel the heartbeats, that is called as palpitation. या अगर हम बोलते हैं कि धड़धड़ होता है, बहुत जैसे घबराता है, तो that is the palpitation. These changes we can see during this menopausal age. Do you understood, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understood, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Take screenshot of this because I am going to rub it now and I am going to teach you the transverse section of ovary so that you will be able to understood menstrual cycle. So if you want to take this, I'll take the screenshot.
Yes, ma'am.
Done?
Done, ma'am.
Okay.
जमलं नाही तिकडं हा जमलं नाही शाळा कधीपासून सुरू होणार आहे मजा यावर्षी पन्नास झाले का?
So are you able to see this diagram?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the transverse section of ovary. This is transverse section of ovary. Now let's see about it. Okay. So here, see, each ovary, it consists of two parts. Each ovary consists of two parts. The inner part is called as medulla, and the outer part is called as cortex. Okay, so the outer part is called as cortex and the inner part is called as medulla. So these two parts, main two parts, they are present inside the ovary. So medulla, it consists of connective tissues, and these connective tissues we call it as a stroma. And the outer part, which I had called it as a cortex. So this cortex, it is lined by the germinal epithelium. So you can see this germinal epithelium lining here. Okay. So here the ovum formation process takes place when the female baby that will be present inside the mother. जब फीमेल बेबी माँ के पेट में होती है तभी से यहाँ पर जो है तो ओवम फॉर्मेशन की प्रोसेस उसकी बॉडी में स्टार्ट हो जाती है। ठीक है, तो यहाँ पर oogonia जो है तो वो अराइज होते हैं कहाँ से, तो जो एंडोडर्म लेयर होती है yolk sac में, वहां से वो स्टार्ट होगी एंड फिर जो है तो दैट विल माइग्रेट टुवर्ड्स द ओवरी ड्यूरिंग एम्ब्रियोनिक डेवलपमेंट। तो ये oogenesis की प्रोसेस मैंने कहा कि बिफोर द बर्थ ऑफ द फीमेल बेबी इट विल स्टार्ट। तो इसमें नियर अबाउट दिस ओवरी कंटेन 2 million और मोर देन दैट oogonia रहते हैं उसमें, और जो कि बाद में प्राइमरी oocyte में कन्वर्ट होते हैं। तो वो प्राइमरी oocyte में कन्वर्ट कब होते हैं, when the fetus will, the female fetus that will become 6 month old। ठीक है, जब वो फीमेल fetus जो है तो 6 month old हो जाएगा तो that time that will convert into primary oocyte। जब बेबी का बर्थ होने वाला होता है तो उस समय में फिर 1 million प्राइमरी प्रिमोर्डियल फॉलिकल्स जो है तो वो हर ओवरीज में प्रेजेंट होते हैं एंड ओनली 40,000 जो है तो वो रहेंगे प्यूबर्टी तक, जो बाकी के रहेंगे वो डिजेनरेट हो जाएंगे। तो जो प्यूबर्टी तक 40,000 है तो इन एवरी मंथ एक एक जो है इन एवरी 1 मेंस्ट्रुअल साइकिल एक जो ये मैंने आपको प्रिमोर्डियल फॉलिकल कहा तो वो मैच्योर होता है और उससे जो है तो एक ग्राफियन फॉलिकल फॉर्म होता है और ये ग्राफियन फॉलिकल जो है तो इट रिलीजेस ओवम, ठीक है। तो इस तरह से ये साइकिल जो है तो ये चलते रहे। तो यहाँ पर जैसे अगर हम कंसिडर करते हैं कि कोई गर्ल है और उसकी जो मेनार्ची है तो 13 to 14 इयर्स में आ गई और उसका मेनोपॉज जो है तो वो अच्छा खासा जो है तो 45 इयर्स में हो रहा है। तो उसके लाइफ टाइम में यानी 32 इयर्स में उसने कितने ओवम प्रोड्यूस किए। तो यहाँ पर ये हम कैलकुलेशन जो करते हैं तो हमारे जैसे लाइफ टाइम में नियर अबाउट 32 इयर्स हमको मेंस्ट्रुएशन आता है एंड इन एवरी ईयर 13 मेंस्ट्रुएशन साइकिल कंप्लीट होती है। अगर 13 मेंस्ट्रुअल साइकिल कंप्लीट हो रही है तो डेफिनेटली 13 ओवम प्रोड्यूस होंगे और इसका अगर हम कैलकुलेशन करते हैं तो दैट विल बी that will be 416. हम अपने लाइफ टाइम में नियर अबाउट 416 एग्स या ओवम प्रोड्यूस कर सकते हैं। डू यू अंडरस्टूड?
Yes, ma'am.
डू यू अंडरस्टूड बेटा, ऑल ऑफ यू?
Yes, ma'am.
Now in tested we had seen that this test is covered with the tunica albuginea and then tunica vaginalis is there, है ना। तो और ट्यूनिका वास्कुलोसा ऐसे 3 लेयर्स उसमें देखे थे। तो सेम वी कैन सी हियर आल्सो। तो ट्यूनिका albuginea it is the capsule and this capsule it consists of connective tissues. Inside this germinal epithelium is present. So here the cyclic changes which we can see during menstrual cycle that is done here. Okay, so here let's see about it so that you will be able to understood the menstrual cycle also. So just I had told you we are already having primordial cells in our body, है ना। So with the due to influence of follicle stimulating hormone, जो follicle stimulating hormone है which is secreted by the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland that will stimulate this primordial follicle, and due to which what will happen, the development of this ovarian follicle takes place. So here this germinal epithelium they will get proliferate and they will form some follicular cells which will arrange and they will form the ovarian follicle, and this ovarian follicle consists of one cell which is called as primary oocyte first. This primary oocyte then further converting to secondary oocyte when the meiosis process takes place. So here like that this ovarian follicle it will increase in size. As it will increase in size, so what we will see that there is a cavity inside it which is called as antrum. So that antrum contain fluid which is called as antral fluid. So when the ovarian follicle then secondary oocyte, antrum, follicular cells, then that structure is called as Graafian follicle, and on 13th day of on 14th day of menstrual cycle, this ovarian follicle it will get ruptured out, and as it will get ruptured, so the secondary oocyte which is present that will come out. Okay, then what will happen about that Graafian follicle or ovarian follicle? So that empty follicle that will convert either into the corpus luteum or into the corpus albicans. So all these things, all these changes we can see in 28 days of menstrual cycle. So now I am going to teach you about the menstrual cycle. Do you understood about all these things?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
समझ
ma'am.
में आया कि नहीं आया?
Yes, ma'am. I am on.
Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am. I am.
Yes,
on.
ma'am.
Okay. Now menstrual cycle. So what is menstrual cycle actually? तो हम MC बोलते हैं ना, M for menstrual and C for cycle. So what is menstrual cycle? Actually menstrual cycle को एक proper way से हम define कर सकते हैं. The cyclic changes occur in the endometrium of uterus. जो मैंने बताई थी कि inner lining जो है uterus की, that is made up of endometrium, and this endometrium it is made up of blood vessels. So the cyclic changes occur in the endometrium of uterus and in the ovaries and in hormones. That process is called as menstrual cycle. So this menstrual cycle start at the age of 10 to 14 years, and it will continue up to 45 to 50 years. After that, there will be permanent stoppage of menstruation. But during pregnancy and lactation, there will be temporary stoppage of menstruation, we can see. तो ये बात आपको पता होनी चाहिए. उसके बाद में जो है तो here during menstruation some blood loss will be there, and due to which the female gets sufferer from deficiency of RBCs and become anemic also. So here this cycle, menstrual cycle, is of 28 days, which is divided into 4 phases. The first phase is called as menstruation, or it is also called as bleeding phase. So in this bleeding phase, what will happen? So here the bleeding will start from the vagina. So this is called the first day of menstrual cycle, and it will last up to 5 days. 5 दिन तक ये menstruation रहेगा. But the question arises, why the bleeding start? It indicates that the fertilization not takes place. ठीक है, तो ये fertilization नहीं हुआ ये show करता है here. तो क्या होता है? Due to luteinized follicle stimulating hormone level जो होती है, that get decreases, and because of it the endometrium of uterus will start to degenerate, and because of all these things the bleeding will start. So this blood, it is near about 100 ml blood loss is there in these 5 days, and with this it also contain the pieces of endometrium. It also contain unfertilized ovum and the mucus. ठीक है, तो ये सब जो होता है तो ये डिस्ट्रक्शन हो रहा है एंडोमेट्रियम का. तो ड्यूरिंग दैट टाइम द एंडोमेट्रियम विल बिकम थिक. बट आफ्टर 5 days what will happen? So here again the second phase is called as proliferative phase. Proliferation का मतलब होता है multiplication, यानी डेवलपमेंट होना एक्चुअली. तो यहाँ पर जो है in proliferative stage it will last from 6th day of menstrual cycle up to the 13th day of menstrual cycle. So during this time what will happen? So here whatever changes takes place in the hormone, so that will again change. Follicle stimulating hormone, it start to secrete. The level of follicle stimulating hormone will increase, and because of it what will happen? तो यहाँ पर जो follicle stimulating hormone की level increase हो चुकी है, तो it will influence on the primordial cells, so that the ovarian follicle process takes place, and then definitely this ovarian follicle development takes place up to the 13th day of menstrual cycle, and the uterus, which get the inner lining of uterus which was get degenerated, so that will start to regenerate again. That will again develop, so that it will receive the ovum, okay, fertilized ovum for the further development. and so the repairing of endometrium will take place. So here all this process takes place up to the 13th day of menstrual cycle. After that, what will happen? So on 14th day, one blister will form on the Graafian follicle, and that blister means जब हमको बर्न होता है तो पानी भरे हुए जो फोड़े आते हैं, that is also called as blister. So like that blister form, and that blister get ruptured. वो blister rupture होता है. अब ये blister rupture होते से what will happen? The secondary oocyte which is present inside the ovarian follicle, that comes out. So that process is called as ovulation, and this ovulation, it is the third stage of menstrual cycle, and it takes place on the 14th day of menstrual cycle. ठीक है? After that, what will happen? So the fourth stage is called as luteal phase or the secretory phase. So that phase is depend whether the fertilization takes place or not. If the fertilization takes place, so the empty follicle that will convert into corpus luteum, and this corpus luteum, it will secrete progesterone hormone so that it will maintain pregnancy. But if the fertilization fails, so then this corpus luteum, it will immediately convert into this corpus luteum, it is called as yellow body. This yellow body it immediately convert into white body, which is called as corpus albicans, and then the uterine glands which are present inside the uterus, they will start to secrete some fluid, and that's why it is called as uterine secretory phase. And as it forms corpus luteum, it is also called as luteal phase. And after that, on the after 20th day, again the menstruation starts. So in this way, this menstrual cycle takes place in 28 days. There may be variations. Sometimes this menstrual cycle may occur in 22 days, or it may be of 35 or 45 days. So that depends, whatever physiological changes or hormonal level is present in particular individual person. So on basis of that, there may be variations which we can see. Do you understood, beta?
Yes,
मॅम
हाँ बोलो.
मॅम तुम्ही सांगितलं इथे की मेन्स्ट्रुएशन पिरियडचा कालावधी 28 दिवसाचा किंवा काही प्रॉब्लेम मुळे 45 किंवा 22 दिवसाचा असते, पण कधी कधी कोणाला काय होते पंधरवाडीची प्रॉब्लेम होते, ती कशामुळे होते?
हार्मोनल लेवल,
हार्मोन चेंज
हार्मोनल इम्बॅलन्स मुळे होतं.
हो का? थँक्यू.
ठीक आहे. तर जर आपल्या बॉडीमध्ये हार्मोनल इम्बॅलन्स असेल तर डेफिनेटली आपल्याला चेंजेस बघायला मिळतील, आणि ते चेंजेस जे आहेत तर त्याच्यामध्ये व्हेरिएशन इन अदरवाईज जे आहे तर 90% फिमेल मध्ये जे आहे तर आपल्याला 28 डेजची सायकल बघायला मिळते. पण आजकाल तसेही म्हणजे काही फॅक्टर जे आहे, स्ट्रेस आहे, आता काही नाही तर आता जसं मी शिकवते आहे तर त्या शिकवण्याचा पण स्ट्रेस येतो ना आपल्याला. तुम्ही शिकता आहे त्याचा सुद्धा स्ट्रेस येतो, किंवा एखादी फिल्म बघतोय, एखादी सिरियल बघताय, त्यात सुद्धा आपल्याला स्ट्रेस येतो. या सगळ्या गोष्टींमुळे आपल्या बॉडीवर त्याचा जे आहे तो परिणाम होतो, आणि ज्यामुळे आपल्या बॉडीमध्ये हे सगळे चेंजेस होत असतात. आता जे थायरॉइड हार्मोन, थायरॉक्सिन हार्मोन जे आहे ते तर टोटली डिपेंड असतं या स्ट्रेस कंडिशनवर, आणि ते पूर्ण बॉडी मधल्या मेटाबॉलिक प्रोसेसेस मॅनेज करत असतं ना. So definitely the menstrual cycle will get disturbed because of it. If there will be imbalance in this thyroid hormone, thyroxine hormone, so definitely we can see so many changes in the menstrual cycle. Okay?
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
So do you have any difficulty regarding this?
No, ma'am. All are clear.
Do you understood, beta, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any doubts?
No doubts, ma'am.
Okay, so tomorrow I will tell you about the structure of ovum and the fertilization process, how the fertilization process takes place. After that, how the placenta formation takes place, that I will tell you tomorrow. Okay? So
Hello,
what-
ma'am.
यस
मैं आपने जो मेंस्ट्रुएशन साइकिल के 4 स्टेजेस बताया तो वो 5 डेज में ही होते हैं क्या हर मंथ के?
5 नहीं तो इट डिपेंड्स, किसी किसी को जो है तो 3 डेज मेंस्ट्रुएशन रहेगा, ब्लीडिंग फेज में भी अप 3 डेज रहेगा, किसी किसी को तो 1 और 2 डेज ही रहता है, तो दैट डिपेंड्स कि whatever changes are going on due to the secretion of hormone, और उसके बाद में प्रोलिफरेशन होता है, फिर जो है तो 14th डे में ओवुलेशन होता है। लेकिन अगर किसी की 22 डेज की साइकिल है ना, तो ओवुलेशन तो वो 14th डे में नहीं होगा, इट विल बी अर्ली। ओके,
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, so that's the.
आई एम नॉट एबल टू हियर यू बेटा,
Hello, hello.
आई एम नॉट एबल टू हियर यू प्रॉपरली। यस,
Hello.
हाँ बोलो बेटा।
हाँ मैम, ड्यू टू ड्यूरेशन ऑफ पीरियड्स आपने कहा कि 1 और 2 दिन भी होता है, तो वो हार्मोनल्स नहीं, हीमोग्लोबिन के कारण होता है मैम, कि हीमोग्लोबिन ब्लड बॉडी के अंदर कम है, या फिर किसी को
The
सिकल
person
सेल
is
है?
anemic, definitely if the person is anemic, so definitely there will be lack of blood will be there, and because of it the
ma'am.
bleeding will be more
They
or less.
having red blood cells and white blood cells is less of in their body, that's why.
नहीं तो white blood cells का यहाँ पे कुछ भी रोल नहीं रहता।
अच्छा, only red blood cells.
हाँ, और यानी बहुत ज्यादा अगर ब्लीडिंग होता है तो then the RBC count will become less and the person will
ज्यादा
become
ब्लीडिंग होता है तो आरबीसी बिकम लेस
हो जाएगी। हाँ, and the person will become anemic that time, है ना। and most probably the thing कि आयरन डेफिशिएंसी है हमारे बॉडी में, तो आयरन डेफिशिएंसी है तो आरबीसीज का फॉर्मेशन नहीं हो पाता है बराबर। एंड सेकंड थिंग कि जो हार्मोन्स है, फॉलिकल स्टिमुलेटिंग हार्मोन है, जो ल्यूटिनाइजिंग हार्मोन है, देन एस्ट्रोजन हार्मोन, ये जो हार्मोन्स है इसी के ऊपर में पूरा जो है तो मेंस्ट्रुएशन डिपेंड।
थैंक यू मैम।
ओके ओके,
यस मैम।
कैन आई स्टॉप टुडे? I will continue
ma'am.
with. Yeah.
थैंक यू मैम।
Okay, beta.
Okay.